welcome to Smell the Coffee on a beautiful Wednesday morning. It's your women crushes, Aina and Diana. Today we are so excited to be, entertaining you, informing you, and also kickstarting your morning.
I mean, what better way to start the morning than with two gorgeous women on the screen?
It doesn't get any better.
It doesn't get any better. So tell me, with Woman Crush Wednesday, what does that mean to you? Obviously, it's not just about looks and aesthetics. What does Woman Crush Wednesday really mean to you?
I mean, for me, I think it's a celebration of, women, their existence, their achievements, and also their presence. I think for me, that is what it means to be a woman crush. It's not only to acknowledge beauty, but beyond beauty, the impact of this woman, what has she done for her community, and so forth.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Definitely agreed, and well said, I have to say. Because people have this misconception that Woman Crush Wednesday is all about who's gorgeous, aesthetically pleasing. But we tend to forget that sometimes the beauty that's on the outside is not necessarily the beauty that is reflected on the inside.
Yeah.
Because someone can be beautiful on the outside but have such an ugly heart. And that's actually one of our stories today. Well, it's alleged, but stick around because we will get into that story after this short commercial break. We start off our stories today on a very controversial note. Miss SA Top 12 finalist accused of being a high school bully. It's almost becoming a norm for Miss South Africa contestants to have scandals, but no one is perfect, right? Well, last weekend, one of the Miss SA 2023 Top 12 finalists, Leven Jose, was caught in the crossfire when her former schoolmates accused her of being a bully in high school. The 23-year-old from Kimberley in the Northern Cape had more than one person accusing her of bullying. Quote unquote, "I was shocked to learn you made it to the top 12 in the Miss South Africa competition. One of the girls you used to bully at school spoke out on what you and your gang of mean girls did to her on her WhatsApp status. You truly are a horrible person, I'm not gonna lie," said Annalisa Jew. Now, the bullying allegations sparked a debate on Twitter, with some suggesting the people who came forward were jealous because Jose is now on her journey of possibly becoming the next Miss South Africa, and that it is the victim's responsibility to heal and move on. Miss South Africa CEO Stephanie Wells said she had no comment when IOL Lifestyle reached out, which is disappointing because former Miss South Africa Shudufadzo Musida 2020 opened up about what bullying did to her and her self-esteem. Hence, she is using her influence to fight for children who are victims of bullying. Jose has also not addressed the allegations against her, and she is still in the competition and could become the next Miss South Africa.
You know what, Ne? We don't condone bullying, but I think as human beings, we should extend grace to one another. People change. This happened in high school. Maybe she has paid for her sins and she has repented and is a better person now. Why are you bringing the past into the future?
Okay, you see, the thing is, that's quite controversial. Let me tell you why. If she were to come out now and say, listen, that was high school, I've changed, people would say she's being fake because now she just wants to win the competition. But then also, I don't want to say it's her responsibility, but it would just be nice for her to go and apologize to her victims, because sometimes the reason people come forward and say these things, it's because an apology has never been made to them. And if someone tells you that
But sometimes
you
an apology has been made and people are bitter.
yeah, it could be a case of that, but in this case, it's seeming as though she never apologized for her actions.
Okay.
And you know, if I come to you and say, Aina, you hurt me, it's not your responsibility to decide, no, I haven't. Because you don't know how I've been feeling. You don't know the impact of what you said or what you did to me. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, if someone comes to you and says, you hurt me, you don't get to decide, no, I didn't hurt you.
Okay. That is valid, but I'm not a big fan of being judged based on my past. Like now, the only reason everyone is coming out is because they expect now Miss SA to withdraw her out of the competition. Because yes, we understand that a Miss SA should not be a bully and could not be associated with bullying at any point. But this was in high school. This woman is 23 years old.
But could she have changed?
Maybe she did, maybe she has not. But I don't think she should be judged based on things she did 10 years ago.
But I say her silence is also speaking volumes.
But listen, I think she's silent because the organization is also silent. What if she was told not to say anything? Because once you say something and then it's like you add
it's like an admission of guilt.
Yes, you add more fuel to the fire.
I mean, she could, you know what, bullying is it's something that is terrible. It's one of the leading causes of suicide in South Africa. Many people have committed suicide because of bullying. So I don't know the extent of her bullying, and I don't know what exactly she did, because from my understanding, she was just a mean girl. But it's still one of those things where she could just, I mean, go and apologize to her victims and say, you know what, yeah, sure, I was wrong. Forgive me. I was in high school. We were all young. We're all dumb. And I agree with what you're saying, that, you know, the people we were in high school aren't necessarily the people we are now.
The person I was like at 7 is not the person I am now, and it's 8.
Yeah.
So you can't really come and say, no, really, you can't come. It's unfair.
Yeah,
it's really unfair.
It's a tricky situation. But you know, in Korea, they take bullying seriously. They've literally been artists and big names that have gotten their contracts cancelled because of bullying allegations.
Yeah.
Literally, like, these people, they could be mid-production, they would pull the plug completely on the production and say, we can't have a bully. Even if the allegations have not been confirmed true, but the fact that there's this rumor that is circulating that you could have been bullying people. So they take that very, very seriously. So I guess people just want her to take responsibility for her actions and take accountability and say, okay, you know what?
No, I don't think that is what people want. I think that people deliberately just want her to be withdrawn out of the competition because it's a trend with Miss SA. We have seen other girls. There was a girl who was allegedly racist or made racist comments on social media. And then people deliberately went to go dig up those racist comments from 10 years ago, 25 years ago, and brought them now in the light, demanding that this girl be removed from Miss SA competition. With Miss SA, it's a trend. They deliberately dig up your past. They dig up your past so they can have the title deliberately stripped off of you. So for me, I don't support.
Well, like, moral of the story, don't bully people. Just be nice to others.
Just be kind.
Just be nice. It won't kill you, because I mean, things will always resurface.
Yes.
Things will always resurface. You may not think it will now, but chances are at some point, sooner or later, it will surface. So just be kind. Just
take
be good
accountability also for your actions. It's very important. Now we move over to our next story. Somebody, or an organization rather, that is taking accountability for their actions. We have seen them being dragged for, you know,
left, right, and center.
Yeah, they are very exclusive when it comes to, you know, Africa, Asia, and all the other continents. Now, every year, the Grammys strive to accurately represent and celebrate various cultures, influences, and genres that provide the soundtracks to our lives. Yesterday, they announced a new category to the 66th Grammy, and it is the Best Pop Dance Recording, and this will now feature artists all over the world.
I love that.
I love it, yeah, because and you know, with the Grammys, it's really, if your song is not in English, then you can't be nominated.
No, you can.
No, but like if it's entirely in Venek, it cannot. If it features English and Venek, then like last could be nominated. But if it's just like an entire vernacular song, then it doesn't qualify.
You know, I'm glad to see that they're becoming a little more inclusive, because back then African artists could only be nominated for Best International Act.
Yes.
And even then, because it's Best International Act, they're competing with people from all over the world.
Yes.
You know, we never really had a category for us, but I do have a bit of a problem with that. Now, let me tell you why. BTS has been nominated, I think, 3 times now for a Grammy.
That's why you don't win. You are nominated, but you don't win.
No, let me finish.
Okay.
So the thing is, because they've been nominated 3 times, everyone always says, oh, they've been snubbed. But to be fair, we don't know what the Grammys are looking for, right? Because people don't get to vote.
Yes.
It's the Grammy, it's the board that makes the final decision.
Yes.
So we don't actually know what they're looking for when they make these nominations and when they choose their winners. But I was saying, if they have a category like Best K-pop, that takes it out completely, because we've seen at some award shows, BTS just wins just for vibes. You get what I'm saying? Like, they've been put up against other K-pop artists. Like, we've seen, I guess it's with the VMAs, where they're up against other K-pop acts, and they just win. They're that student that always takes number 1. So you know you're always fighting for number 2. So with something like this, I like that it's inclusive. It's not just Best African, Best K-pop, it's Best Pop Best Dance Recording. So that gives, I feel like, everyone a fighting chance.
Yes, and I love the fact, I think the Grammy should step away from, you know, this, it's almost as if it's a clique. Like, it's my friends and my friends and their friends and their friends. Why can't you nominate artists who are all worthy in the same category, whether they are big internationally or not? Why don't you nominate who now, for example, Ja Praiser. Nominate Ja Praiser in the same category. Nominate The Dog. Nominate Gaza. They are not international, but why do you not recognize them?
And also, just to add on that, this is not the only category that the Grammys have added. They've also added 2 other ones, which is Best African Music Performance and Best Alternative Jazz Album. So it's good to see that they're becoming a little more inclusive, but I do hope. And
also, I don't like the fact that the board votes, because that's why I'm saying it's cliquey. Because if I'm on the board and I don't like Ja Praiser and I can influence you to not like Ja Praiser, then Ja Praiser is not winning, even if he was the best. We've seen this last year, Last was the song of the year, but Last did not win.
Okay, but the problem is when people vote, and again, I will bring BTS. When people vote, K-pop stans are crazy.
It's fine.
They will literally have 50 other accounts to vote.
It's fine. Let then other artists also create other 50 accounts to vote.
But other fans are not as dedicated. And I know
that's not their problem.
But in a way, it's become unfair, because that's why now sometimes BTS has been dragged, because they're like, no, but your fans manipulate the votes. So that's become quite controversial, because it is what it is. They manipulate the votes.
Okay.
Yeah, so but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how that progresses at next year's Grammys. All right, now in another interesting story, a woman decided that she's going to get her own custom-made bridesmaid's dress for her friend's wedding. When it comes to planning a wedding, organizing the color scheme, the style of the dress you want your bridesmaids to wear can be overwhelming, which is exactly why you often have a maid of honor on hand to help you choose. But one bride is outraged at one of her bridesmaids who keeps arguing with her about the dress she wants to wear, as although the bride has set out her expectations for the bridesmaids' dresses, they're not good enough for this one party member. Instead, the bridesmaid in question wants to wear a custom-made evening gown to the event, which is being held in a barn. That's the dress she wants to wear, in a barn. And has even gone behind the bride's back to order one. She informed the bride that she was getting this dress custom made for the wedding in the wedding colors, just with no slit and no beading.
Okay, that's a cute dress.
It's gorgeous.
Decent. It's very nice. So what's the problem? It's the fact that she wants to get a dress custom made, or what?
It's the fact that if it's my wedding and I ask you nicely, Aina, this is what I envision for my wedding. You can't now turn around and be like, yeah, that's cute and all, but I have something better. This is what I want to wear. In a way, it feels like she wants to
outshine the bride
deliberately. And I feel like that's unfair.
Okay.
She must just put on her big girl panties and realize it's not her wedding. When it's her wedding, she can choose. She can do whatever she wants. It's just unfair for you to decide, you know what? No, I want this extravagant dress, so I'm going to get it whether you like it or not.
Yeah, okay, that is rude. But like, the bride is also getting custom-made dresses for brides, right?
For the bridesmaids?
For the bridesmaid, right?
Yeah, but then the thing is,
they are not, it's the fact that they are not going to be custom-made to the T.
No, with the wedding
one.
party, right? Usually there's a theme, there's a general theme around the dresses. This is a bit too extravagant for a barn wedding. Like, girl, no.
It's giving too much. All right, now in our final story, the Johannesburg Stock Exchange listed MultiChoice Group is about to debut its biggest ever primetime drama series, Shaka Ilembe, in an epic 12-part tale that follows the origin story of the legendary African monarch and military strategist King Shaka. 6 years in the making, the highly anticipated series boasts the talent of some of South Africa's biggest stars, including coming to America to lead actress Nomzamo Mbatha. Now, Shaka Ilembe premieres on DSTV on the 18th of June. You can watch it on Sunday and every other Sunday after that. Will you be watching?
I love this, definitely. I watched a documentary when I went to Shaka Land in Durban. And it was so interesting, but back then I was still young to understand, but now I can get a full grasp.
You can watch the trailer.
I'm definitely going to do that.
But it's playing on Sunday.
I don't care. I will definitely be watching it. I need to be an educated hand. Now, after the break, Yolanda Nell talks to local filmmaker Oshoveli Steve Shippo about his latest film that he's working on. Stick around.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited. I am with an old colleague and an old friend, and we finally met again. And now he is ready to talk about a new Namibian film. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you so much, Yolanda. And it's a pleasure having me here. So I'm quite happy to be here.
Can you quickly tell us about your new film, what it is all about?
So, Swim Against the Tide, #set. Okay, it's a new, sort of like an action drama.
Wow.
That's, yes, it's about time I do something a bit different this time. You know, my last film was a romance film, and the one before that was also a romance film. So I thought, okay, cool. It's cool now to break away.
They're definitely pushing different. Your own boundaries.
Exactly, and that's what it's all about. Okay, so Swim Against the Tide, right? It follows a young man who is unfairly dismissed, you know, from work, and so he goes on a mission to seek justice, because of like equal rights and all of those things. But while he does that, he doesn't realize actually how much danger he has put himself into. So the film actually has got a lot of social issues that we are experiencing today in Namibia, wherever you go, whether it's at work or it's in your career or it's just at home. The movie is supposed to inspire actions to take when you need to stand up for yourself, when you feel like, no man, the world is against me.
Yeah.
It's about time I actually stand up. It's about time I make my voice heard and make other people's voices heard as well. You check.
Why is it important to touch on social issues that we are seeing in a country? Why should we put that in film?
Because I feel a lot of people, they suffer in silence. A lot of people are okay with being not okay. You get me?
Yeah.
And so if we can inspire some change, then change will start to actually happen. I mean, for the past couple of months and years now, we've been seeing some demonstrations, we've been seeing some complaints in newspaper and stuff, we've been seeing so much uproar about stuff, but yet where's that Robin Hood to make way for everyone, inspire a different mindset, and just give courage to people to start living the life that they feel they deserve, you know.
So you launched the trailer on the 9th of June.
The teaser, yes.
The teaser, yes.
Yeah.
So how did that go?
So far, the response has been positive, and we did exactly what we did, release a teaser. So it doesn't give much away. It's practically just teasing one or two scenes, and then that's basically it. So it's just leave the audience wanting a
little bit more.
Yeah.
So tell us, when will the full movie be available and where can we watch it?
Okay, cool. So the film, we are anticipating to have it in the cinemas by early next year. Okay. I cannot give you an exact date right now because we are still in production. Yes. So it's always, and you know how films go, right? There's always some kind of, you can never predict when these things will be done.
It's like the building industry.
Exactly.
It's never done.
You anticipate, okay, March, and then come March, you're still two months behind and everything.
Yeah.
But we are anticipating March to beginning of April next year.
But you say you will be on the big screens in the cinema.
Yes.
How has the industry changed for cinemas to actually accommodate Namibian films?
Once the cinema houses and media see that, you know, there's a hunger for actually local content, that is when they start to endorse local producers and accept proposals to have their content play on the big screen. I mean, for instance, I think 2018 or 2019 was probably the biggest year for film because the country got to see 3 big feature films in that year, playing back to back in cinemas and being promoted across the world and going to festivals and on streaming platforms. So once that becomes very evident, it makes it very easier for locals to air and premiere their shows that way. It also gives confidence to local film makers, you know, because we are often very I know that like we are a small industry, it's a numbers game, right? But as far as the quality has come, I mean, it has improved so much. The quality of storytelling also is improving. So all of that really motivates the accessibility of these facilities for us to share our stories and platforms on. So,
Thank you so much for your time.
no problem.
I want to say congratulations, because even getting a teaser ready is a massive amount of work, and I'm very excited about the topic you have chosen for this film, and I'm looking forward to next year, beginning of April, to watch it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, and yeah, looking forward.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's show. Thank you so much for spending your Wednesday morning with me, Diana Master, and Aina Raisa Kweyo. Until tomorrow, it's all our love, all our light, and
Adios.